Hey class, it's Mrs. Visconti here, and I wanted to go over the steps of Pemdas with you for some of these problems that we had last week on our math slide. So if you were a little uncertain or you wanted some more clarification, I think it's a good idea that we do them together. So let's go ahead and start here. First, we need to remember that Pemdas, spelled this way, stands for the order of operations, the order in which you work on a math problem that has more than one step to it. You start with your parentheses, and then you work on exponents, which we really don't touch on too much yet. We will get there. We have multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now, it's important to know that when you get down to these steps, these two are equal in weight, and you just work from left to right. And same with these, you're going to work from left to right when you encounter them in your problem. So let's go ahead and zoom in here on these two problems we have. As you can see, these two problems are very similar. This one says 3 plus 5 times 4, where this one is 3 times 5 plus 4. So let's talk about the differences really quick. I notice the digits are all the same. They're all addition and multiplication, and they both each have one set of parentheses. But what is different? Well, if you said that the outside operation is different, this one has multiplication and this one has addition, you would be correct. And if you said that the inside operations were switched, you would also be correct. This one is multiplication and this one is addition. So let's go ahead and slide over to this problem and let's work on it first. I have some different colored markers here so I can work through the problems and you can see the steps as we work through them. So PEMDAS tells us that multiplication is going to be first, and especially inside a parentheses here. So we have 5 times 4, which is 20. And we're going to add it to 3. So that means that our answer ends up working out to 23. Not too complicated for this first one. We just remember that this is first, and then this is second. And that gives us a solution. So now that we're done evaluating that problem, let's look at this second problem over here. Now remember, our digits are the same, our operations are the same, but they're in different orders. So we're gonna first label that we're gonna do this operation first. So let's go ahead, and 5 plus 4 is 9. And then we're going to add in, I shouldn't say add, but we're going to write down and include our next step, which is 3 times 9. And we're going to mark this step as our second operation. So we are going to do 3 times 9 here, and 3 times 9 is 27. So the order of operations allows us to do certain steps first and gives us a different answer to our problems. Similar digits, similar operations, but in a different order, and you get a different answer. All right, so let's look at some other problems here. All right, so a little bit more to work with. And this time I would like you to pause the video, and I will tell you when to pause the video, so that way you can work on it yourself. So go ahead, write this problem down. 2 times 5 plus 3 times, in parentheses, 2 plus 4. All right, so now that you have that written down, let's go ahead and start with our first step. I'm going to remind myself that my parentheses is my first operation, and I have 2 plus 4, which equals 6. Go ahead and pause your video and write in your next steps. All right, so now that we're back and we're ready, so we're going to continue on with the rest of the work that we were asked to do for this whole expression here. So I have what I did first, which was to make 2 plus 4 and equal it out to 6. And now I have my second step, so I'm going to list this all as my second step, which is rewriting my problem. Now looking at this, knowing what I know about PEMDAS, I know that my next step is going to be either multiplication or division. I see that I have 2 multiplication signs. So you might ask yourself, well, Mrs. Visconti, which one do I do first? Remember, we always work from right to left to right, just like when you read in a book. So let's go ahead and multiply 2 times 5 first. which gives me a 10. I haven't done anything with addition yet, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to bring down that multiplication sign, and that's 6. All right, so that is the first multiplication problem. Now I'm ready to work on the second multiplication problem, because again, we worked from left to right. So I have 10 plus, and now I have 3 times 6, which is 18. I have finished all my multiplication problems, and now I am down to my last operation, which is addition, and 10 plus 18 is 28. Now, if you pause the video and you worked out the problem yourself, double check that you came out with 18. Now, if you did this in a different order, you would get a very different answer, even with the same digits. All right, go ahead and pause the video and quickly write down that problem. All right, so thanks for coming back, and I hope you have that written down. Let's go ahead and look. I have a big set of parentheses here. That means we are going to use PEMDAS within the parentheses. Addition and multiplication all goes in the same order on the inside, where multiplication and division go first, then addition and subtraction. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and see if you can work this problem out first on your own, and then come back and watch the steps. All right, pause now. All right, hopefully you have worked out your problem. Even if you got it wrong, remember, this is still practice. It is okay to make mistakes, but we need to learn from them. That's the most important part of that. So looking inside my parentheses, I'm going to kind of ignore this 2 out here for right now, and I'm just going to focus in here. I see multiplication, which is my very first step inside the parentheses. So I'm going to end up with a 6. Now I do want to make sure I bring down that times 2. So this is what my new equation now looks like as we move down into the second part of our operation. So when I look inside, well, now I can do addition all the way across, and you can do your addition in any order in which you like. I like the 6 and the 4 because it makes 10. And then I can add 5 more, which makes it 15. And I'm going to remember to bring down that multiplication 2 times 15. All right, hopefully at this point, if you already went ahead and did the problem, you are now able to check your answer. Hopefully you've come to this point, because now we have 2 times 15, which is 30, and there is your answer for that problem. Remember, PEMDAS applies even inside your parentheses. So you're going to still do multiplication and division first, and then addition and subtraction after. And you're still working from left to right. When you come to your addition down here, grouping your addition in different ways for mental math is perfectly fine. All right, let's go ahead and do one more problem. Notice that these are the same digits, but organized in a different way. So the last 2 problems, we had 28 and 30 as our answers. Let's check and see what the answer for this problem will be. I'm going to have you pause the video and write down your problem. All right, welcome back. I notice I only have 1 step inside my parentheses, and that is addition. So we're going to start with addition. So I am going to write my addition answer there. And then now I'm going to bring down the rest of the operations. All right, what we've already learned is that we are going to work from left to right. And I say that because we have 2 multiplication signs. So we need to work first with the left, then multiply further in, and then we will do our addition. So let's multiply 2 times 8, which gives us 16. And now I'm going to bring down that other multiplication problem and that addition problem, which we still have not touched yet. Now we're doing our second multiplication problem. Well, 16 times 2, if I don't know it off the top of my head, I can do 16 plus 16, because multiplication is also a repeated addition. So I have 6 plus 6, which is 12. Carry my 1, and I have 32. I have 32 as my answer. Don't forget to bring down that addition. I am now left with 1 operation, and that operation is 32 plus 4, which gives me an answer of 36. Now there are no equal signs, so what we are simply doing is evaluating this expression. We are working through our steps and coming down to a single number that is what our expression means. It's kind of like coming up for the meaning of this expression. All right, students, I hope you have a great day. I hope this review has helped. Definitely go back to Google Classroom. You may submit any late work and work on this week's work, and I hope you are having a great day. Goodbye.